Alrighty, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Yay! How's everybody doing? I'm
Doing
back
good. Good morning.
back in the country. Feels good to be back in the USA. I'm just gonna say that. Like the UK was really cool, but I just like how we do things that are here. I'm sorry that I don't want to offend anyone, but I did love London. I'll say that. It was really cool.
Was it super packed?
Mike, we got out in the nick of time because the day after we left, it was insane. 3 million people flooded the streets
Yeah.
for that free speech situation. So, and just I know they're dealing with a lot. So, make sure you put your chat on everyone, Mike, so you can chat to everyone, not just the host. Oh, wait, I think you were just responding to someone. All right, let's see who's in here. Oh, Juliana, hello, good morning. Thank you guys for coming in. Happy hump day. Halfway through the week, halfway through the month. So crazy. Look at Christy and John working hard. You guys are always working
Always.
so hard. Like I love it's so inspiring.
Selling the deal.
It's literally locked in. You guys are gonna see some new faces today. You'll meet them soon. Or you probably met a lot of these people. It's all good, Juliana. We'll be sure to record so if you miss anything. Hey, good morning, Harry. Good morning, Edward. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Mona. Yay! Anyone's first webinar today? I'm so curious. Anyone's first webinar with BPM Maria?
Jacob. Jacob's too quiet.
Oh yeah. It's like
Hey, how's
Jacob
it
kind of
going?
just like skipped a couple He just like skipped a couple chapters in the book.
I just wanted to make sure he knew how to unmute himself.
Oh yeah.
Jacob's
Oh,
my new inherited nephew, so I gotta give him a hard time.
I love it. All right. Welcome, Paul. Welcome, Mona. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate you guys coming on this journey with us. We do so many webinars. We absolutely love it. And all of the ones that you've missed, over the last few years, you can find those on our YouTube channel, which I'll go ahead and link in the chat for you right now. We have tons of incredible webinars, all different topics, just absolutely incredible. So take your time look through the titles, see what looks cool to you, and really just take as much as you can from the RIA. That's what we're here for. We're here to just provide as much value as possible. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get us started here. Good morning, Arlie. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Gail. Thank you guys for coming in. I'm so happy to have you here. And guys, welcome to our webinar today. This is BPM RIA, Broward Palm Beach, Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association, your only local and approved chapter here in South Florida that is approved and in compliance with the National Real Estate Investors Association, which we are just so pumped about National RIA right now, leading up to their conference in just a couple weeks. It is their 40-year anniversary. So if you don't know about the National RIA, please, please, please get plugged in. I'll be dropping links in the chat throughout today's session. So go ahead and check those out in the chat box throughout today's webinar. But you guys, my name is Alexa, COO here at BPM RIA, and I'm just going to take you on this journey with me. I don't know what's going to go down today, but I am here for it and I am pumped. We're going to talk about some real takeaways from Turning Point. Turning Point is an intense event with Marshall Silver, and you guys will hear more about what this event is, how impactful it is, why you want to be at the Turning Point that we're going to have locally in October here in Fort Lauderdale. And just with that, I'm going to bring on our awesome presenters in just a moment, but I want to get us started on a super, super positive note. But just so you guys know who's in here, we have Mike Johnson. He's one of our BPM RIA mentors. He's an investor, he's a coach, he's an inner circle member, he's a realtor at Kai's. He has this incredible team, Johnson Home Team, and we have some fantastic special guests for you guys. You'll see on your screen, you see Shailene, you see Emily, Jacob, Christy, and John. We got Cynthia in the background. She's here, you guys. She's literally on site right now. She's literally plugged in, and we are so grateful for all these amazing people. But like I said, I want to get us started on a super positive note. So somebody in here will be winning a free membership just for showing up on today's webinar. So go ahead and text the word membership to 954-800-6961. Even if you have a membership right now, you are eligible to win. We'll just go ahead and add that 1 year on your current membership. So this is free game. Anyone can win. All you have to do is text that word to that phone number that you see on the screen. I also dropped the details in the chat for y'all, and I will announce the winner at the very end of today's session. So keep your eyes out and stay until the end to see if you win our membership, which is a $295 value, you guys. So we're not playing here. We're always playing big. So BPM RIA, if you want the text for all of our events, it's super easy. Go ahead and text BPM RIA, all one word, no spaces, to our event line. It's 954-800-6961. You'll get the text message with the registration link, a reminder, the dates, all the stuff that you need to make sure that you don't miss any of our live events. Our events are live. Being at the live event is always better than the recording. And then we also have in-person events as well, you guys. So don't miss out. Get plugged in. And the texts are super easy and convenient. So highly recommend that. Oh, goodness gracious, my favorite topic. You guys, our quick start training, this is going to be the last one of 2025. So I cannot recommend it enough. If you have not done this training yet, and you are thinking about doing wholesaling, flipping, or rehabbing here in South Florida, there's absolutely no excuse, no reason that you shouldn't be in this training. It is the safest training that you can take in South Florida because we put a money back guarantee in place for you guys. Just in case after the first day, if this is not your cup of tea, you can get your money back. But I think probably quite a few of you, Mike, Christy, John, I think you guys can agree with me that this is essential to get that foundation, especially if you want to do anything regarding to wholesaling, flipping, and rehabbing here in South Florida. You're not only going to learn, but you're going to build those relationships with the people in the training. I think Emily might have done this as well too, but you're going to make relationships with the other people in the training, as well as our incredible coaches that we bring on this training, which are Kevin Thatcher, owner of Independence Title, Jose Ramirez, our chief tax strategist. We have Francisco Mago, the owner of RiaFax, which is the deal finder software that we find. Harry will tell us in the chat, like 96% of our deals, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4. Guys, go to the link in the chat. I'm not going to harp on this too much, but November 15th, 16th, mark your calendars. Be there, lock in member pricing and non-member pricing, $495 and $695. 2 full days with us on Zoom, all hosted by our CEO and lead mentor. We're going to throw in some creative financing hacks. We're going to throw in some AI learning. You're going to want to be there. And it's a good time, I promise you. Members, as you guys know, you get all the goodies. You get the National RIA benefit package, all of those discounts to Home Depot, Avis, Budget, Millennial Property Insurance, Camaplan, Rent Perfect, all those landlord tools, investor tools, discounts that you need and want. My corporate business owners, you guys know that you get even more benefits than that. But you do get all those benefits as well. And then, of course, you get in free for our quarterly networking meetings that we host in person at Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale, Davie. So please mark your calendars. Our next quarterly meeting is posted on the website right now. So go get your tickets. Members, you're going to get your free ticket. Your members, your guests come in for only $10. And then my non-members, you can get early bird $15 for now or pay $20 at the door. So go ahead and get your tickets now. Dates are up, tickets are open, and I cannot wait to see you guys there where we can all get together and network with our vendor partners, which we absolutely love that. So I'll see you guys there. Last but very not least, one-on-one coaching here at BPM RIA. Some of you may know that we offer one-on-one coaching and mentoring. Some of you may not. Well, if you don't know anything about it, I'll tell you a little couple details. We put up 100% of the money for our students' deals and split the profit 50-50. You get your own personal coach. We include all the things you need, software, all that good stuff, you guys. So please, please, please book your discovery call so I can go ahead and give you our brochure with a full breakdown of everything we include in the programs that we offer, as well as the pricing details. So book, use the calendar, use that as a resource to get some personal time with me. And then in this time, I will be more than happy to schedule a 1-hour consultation with you and a mentor so you can really get into the nitty-gritty and we can get you set up and matched with your mentor as soon as possible. We are already filling up for September, looking at October. So you guys, please get booked, get on the calendar, and I really look forward to speaking with you guys all one-on-one and getting you to your goals. Always want to take a moment to thank the National RIA, thank all of our vendor partners. You can find them on our website. Don't hesitate to reach out to these people. They're all investor friendly. We even have vendor partners who are in this webinar right now. That's how invested they are in you guys as members, but also as investors. They are all incredibly investor friendly and they all want to help you guys. So don't hesitate to reach out to our incredible vendor partners. Go ahead and check out nationalria.org. I always want to take a moment to thank National RIA for all the benefits and incredible things that they offer us. And you guys, please check out nationalria.org. They have some incredible education there for you guys on their website. You can get more details on all of our vendor partners and benefits that we get through being members with National RIA. As a member of BPM RIA, you are also a National RIA member. So I hope you guys enjoy all of those incredible benefits, and I will be learning what new benefits, what more they've added to the membership because they're always adding. They're never subtracting, and we appreciate that so much. We absolutely love it. But just so you guys know, we are recording today's session. So please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and feel free to share this replay with anyone who needs it. You guys, I would love for you all to give your attention to our incredible panelist people here. I'm going to be handing it off to Mike, but you guys, I don't want to miss any of your questions. Please put all of those questions in the Q&A box you'll see in your Zoom menu. There's a little Q&A with a little question mark on there. Please direct all of your questions in there, and then feel free to chat with us in the chat. We want to hear from you. We want to see, how you guys are feeling out there. We don't want you to feel left out because we're on camera and you guys are not. So please feel free to chime in the chat. But if you do have any specific questions that you don't want us to miss it, go ahead and put those in the Q&A box. And thank you guys so much also for following us on social media. I'm going to drop those links in the chat. We have an incredible private Facebook group where we network and get together and we're on all platforms. So go ahead and follow us. And Mike, thanks for taking time. We're so grateful. I know you guys are really fresh from coming back from Turning Point, so the timing could not be better. And I haven't been to Turning Point yet. And I'll be super honest with you guys. I'm always really honest with you guys. I feel like I've been there because Anish has been going for what, like 2-3 years now? No, like maybe even 4 years now. So Anish has been going to this event. If you know Anish, you should know Anish by now, everybody in here. But if you don't know him, that's our CEO and our lead mentor. He's been participating in this Turning Point event for, I want to say 3 to 4 years. And it's transformed him. If you guys saw him on the webinars when we started going into webinar mode and, scary COVID times, he has really transformed into a powerful, powerful person through camera. And I'm sure you guys have noticed in person as well. He did like take a back seat before when we were Bria, formerly Bria and Miami-Dade Ria. And now, as we've transferred to BPM Ria and rebranded, he's really come into the forefront. And I have to give a lot of credit to this Turning Point event and to Marshall Silver, the one who runs this entire program. So, Mike, I'm so
Yeah.
excited to hear like
Well,
how you're gonna like share with us such a powerful event. But please,
let's jump in.
word for it. And I'm so excited. So you
My
guys,
voice cracks. I'm still going through puberty, even though I'm 52 years old. So
I'm so excited. Please
I want to
go
thank
dive
you,
right
Alexa, for the intro. You're a great spokeswoman, and I think we're lucky to have you because Ford and Toyota or somebody else like that hasn't stolen you from us so far. So we're grateful to have you here. As Alexa mentioned, we are BPM RIA, Broward Palm Beach Real Estate, Broward Palm Beach and Miami-Dade County Real Estate Investor Association. And everybody that you see that's on your screen is also a real estate investor from somewhere else in the country. So why aren't we talking about deep dives into real estate today? Because you'll hear from the co-hosts, which I'm very fortunate to have you here, as they sit in their offices or drive in their cars or ride their trains or wherever they happen to be in the country. There's different territories. But the hardest territory that I've always learned since I was 17, I was told this, the hardest territory to ever work is the 6 inches between your ears. So we can dive in and teach you, here's the software, go use RIAFAX, go make offers like this, go do subject to offers, which Christy and John can tell you all about. Go get into multifamily and we can tell you the steps to do it. But if you're not mentally prepared for it, it doesn't matter what you learn. And even Jacob, I'm so glad to have Jacob here and he'll do his introduction here in a minute. But we go from new people to young people to older people. And I'm just glad to have all you guys here because it's the mindset. My only regret, which I don't have many in life, but my only regret is I didn't get into this business and to this mindset when I was younger. And even when I did get into it when I was younger, I kind of let it slip to go away because of our internal thoughts get to us, right? And takes us away from where we really need to be and who we really are as people. So with that being said, before we dive in, for those of you that have never been to a Turning Point, here's the deal, okay? Turning Point is not just an event. It's really a reprogramming of your subconscious mind. It's where people come, they come in unsure, they come in stuck, they come in playing small, or they come in not even knowing where to go. By the time you're done with the Turning Point event, you leave very clear, very certain, and in control of your lives, money, and your influence. And you can't do not just real estate, but you can't be in any kind of a business or be any kind of an entrepreneur for that matter if you don't have influence over, first of all, yourself, and then the things that you do in life and the way that your brain actually thinks. So Turning Point's intense. It's really funny. It's hilarious. We had a lot of good moments. We were all fortunate. Everybody you see on this panel was fortunate to be together in the same Turning Point event. And we certainly had a lot of good times and a lot of memories that will last us for the rest of our lives. And it's designed to break through everything that's been holding you back and in a very fast way. So it's not like, oh, let me go learn something and a year later I'll implement it. No, this is intense. You're there, you learn, and then what you learn from there, you go back home and you implement it right away. So that's what we're having this call. That's the whole purpose of getting everybody to collectively. We were just there about 3 weeks ago. And I apologize, I talk fast. So if you missed something,
No, I just
throw it
want
in
to
the
chime
chat.
in one little thing. Like you guys, I don't know if you are wondering like why BPM RIA is having this event, but I do want to just chime in one little thing. The reason why BPM RIA is having this event is because, and we're all real estate related professionals here on this panel. So, it's not completely the real estate, it's still there. Like that is who we are, all of us, but we have so much more to give and so much more to learn. And this has just had such a huge impact on our CEO's business, investing, coaching, just being able to spread his message and impact on a bigger level. And so you guys might be wondering, why is RIA having this event? Well, guys, I don't think it's a foreign concept that everyone needs mindset work, and we all have a lot to learn and grow in the mindset space. And it never hurts to continue this journey, and it's a forever journey. Like I don't think we'll ever be stopped. Like we'll never stop learning how to have a better mindset and just grow as people. So that's why BPM RIA, in my opinion, is having this event. And I don't think it could be at a better time. I think it's extremely pertinent and very just relevant to us as a RIA and as a community. And I'm so grateful, and I this is just something I'm very passionate about, is
Yeah.
personal professional development. And I know you are too, Mike, and I think that's why we even all of us are here, and this brought us together. So I'm very grateful for that.
So I want to respect everybody's time that's on the call too, as well. Thank you for that, Alexa. And so I want to hear from some of you guys. So what we're going to do is we're just going to set the scene. First of all, just so I can brag about you guys later in future events, can everyone just tell us your name and where you're zooming in from? And some bonus points are if you actually have pants on during this call. Okay. So
Okay.
anybody want to jump in first? So Emily, go for it.
All right. I'm Emily Stout. I am in the good old Garden State, New Jersey. And I woke up this morning and put shorts on, and I didn't want to have to say I didn't have pants. So I changed the pants. So I have pants on.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Shailene, how about you?
No pants. I'm a dress. I wear the skirt in my house. But I'm Shailene Toodle Gerbus. I am in the Greensboro, North Carolina market. I'm actually calling in today from near Atlanta, Georgia. Love to travel, and that was it. Where you're from and pants.
Yeah, perfect. And you're also in real estate as well. So
yes, love real estate. It's changed my life. We can talk more about that later. Thank you.
Christy and John?
So I will speak for me, and then I will let the lady speak for herself. My name is John Matland. I am a Floridian. I do wholesaling throughout the nation, but I'm currently in New York. That's why I'm in this hoodie. And I fail to follow instructions, so I am pantless. No, I have pants on.
I can attest there are pants on both of us. Christy DeLuise here. I am also a real estate investor, wholesaler, entrepreneur. Moved from UX design in JP Morgan 2 years ago to doing UX design and in our wholesaling business. So building up on the tech side front over there. Currently we are, yes, in New York, in our hometown, Staten Island, and traditionally we are in Lake Worth Beach, where we moved 2 years ago.
And I just want to point out, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
My pants are probably pretty much the same color as my shirt. However, they are sweatpants. So
Yes.
we're a little mismatched, but this is Zoom culture here.
So I just want to point one thing out that, and now we have Cynthia back too, but both Shailene, Christy, and John said, oh, listen, I live here, but I'm here. Now, with a traditional job, we can't have that, right? So
Yeah.
we're stuck in a 9 to 5. And that's one thing I'm grateful for every day. But anyway,
100%.
Jacob, you're up, my friend. I've created a great relationship with this young man and love to hear from you.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm currently in Waco, Texas. I attend Baylor University. But I love
Awesome.
what Michael has. So.
Thank you. And Cynthia?
I am here. Thank you all for
Oh.
your patience after I got off a flight, was on the train, and got home. So,
Sorry, yep, we're just saying where you're zooming in from, just so we can brag about you later.
I am in Fort Worth, Texas.
Awesome. Okay. So here's how it's going to go for the next 45 minutes or an hour or so. I'm going to be very, very respectful of everybody's time because I know we all have other things that we could be doing, but we took the time to be here today to invest in yourselves, which we all know on this call, at least the panelists and probably a lot of you guys that are here that are not panelists, the number one thing you can invest in, it's real estate, right? No. The number one thing you can invest in is yourself. Because whenever you invest in yourself and you get something, you can use that over and over and over and over again. So I'm going to go through a list of questions, and it's going to be volunteer style. So just like I'm going to ask the question, I'm not going to call on anybody unless anybody doesn't answer, then I'll definitely call on you. But just going to ask the questions and then jump in, raise your hand and say, hey, I want to answer that question. So let's set the before picture. So just take me back before the turning point that we went to. Now, some of you on the panel have been to Turning Point several times. But before this last one, what was going on in your life or your business that made you say, okay, I need a shift. I need something different in my life? Go for it, John.
So I would say that one of the big things that I have always found in my life is I learn from everything that I go through, and I've always been a self-starter and always believed I can accomplish anything I put my mind to. And that's a very strong suit. And what I experienced after Turning Point was there was still
Well, we just want to know the before. So
Yeah,
what
well-
brought you? Yeah.
Oh yeah, what brought me was the opportunity to learn and to bring myself and therefore my business and everything that I'm touching to the next level. That's what brought me there.
Yeah. So was there, thank you for that. Was there like anything like self-doubt or needing of, I don't want to say reassurance because that, doesn't really resonate with macho men, but there's a reason that we always go to a different event because we want to get something out of it because we're missing something in our current life or business or relationship or what have you. So does any of that resonate with you?
Yeah, so it was more of, I know that I can always improve. So there's going to be all different types of people that go to these events, and one's going to be, I know the exact thing that's missing. And then there's someone like me who finds what was missing while I was there that I didn't know was missing.
Gotcha.
So I was just open. And that's the first step for me, is always like try to be open to learning. And that is what brought me there. And that opening let me find stuff that I didn't realize were a little bit off in my head.
Thank you. So going to Cynthia, so the before picture, paint us the picture of what brought you to an event like this.
So this was actually my second Turning Point. And so I knew what to expect of it. I knew what it would do for me, but I had been in a place where I had launched my coaching career. I've been coaching in multifamily for 2 years, but this was about launching my program. And I just was struggling with the clarity or defining myself, or like, who am I in this coaching program, and who am I trying to reach? Because there's so many other coaching programs that I wanted to be unique, but I couldn't figure out what my uniqueness was. And so that mindset it locked me down. It's like I just got stuck. And I knew that going to Turning Point was going to help break through that, give me the clarity, give me the mindset, get past the junk that was blocking me. And I knew Marshall Silver could do that Turning Point.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else want to volunteer before I call on somebody?
I'll go.
Thanks, Shailene.
I was in a good place, not a bad place. Like, nothing was really struggling with, but I've heard Anish just rave about how life-changing this is every time he goes. And I deeply trust Anish, and as respect him as someone who doesn't do these things just to spend time. He does these on purpose, and he still gets something out of it every time. So he's like, okay, well, if his best advice was to himself would have been do it earlier, do it years ago or a decade ago, then I said, hey, I'm a decade before, I will be in a decade from now. So let's go and see. And then, I felt like maybe my glass was half full or 3/4 full. Like, it's good. But I was like, hey, let's get a bigger glass and see what more could this be from the Millionaire Maker. And so
Awesome.
That was the curiosity that pushed me there.
Okay. Emily or Jacob? Go for it, Jacob. Besides your mom dragging you there.
Yeah.
And I give credit to Jacob, and I'm sorry, I'm going to put it out there. Jacob, you're how old?
21.
21.
Yes, sir.
And took the time out of his busy young man life, going to college, to go spend 2.5 days to know. Well, I'll let you share, and then I'll share what I got from you, because I did get a lot from you.
Yeah, so as you heard what Michael was saying, I was heavily persuaded to go by my mother. But I'm also glad that I have parents, a mother who's willing to push those opportunities in front of me. So where I was personally before coming to this event, I was walking on a path and I just didn't really feel I had any direction or goal, not really sure what I wanted to do with my life. So I felt like this event gave me a lot of clarity on that.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. And I think, Christy, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I can go for that. So, we recently, John and I have recently shifted our business from one partnership to just a partnership between John and I, which is super exciting. However, it's really scary. So looking at Anish and always kind of having him as a mentor to both John and I, we had come home from, I think, a trip wherever it was to, maybe to Key West. And no, it couldn't have been that late, but we had come home from a trip and I was like, oh, Anish just texted us. And I guess we're going to San Diego, because to echo Shailene's, voice, when Anish does something and he's like, I'm committed to this and this has changed my life in these ways. Going back to what Alexa was saying, making him more present and being a better speaker, being able to represent the RIA better. I believe in that. And I knew that that would help me find clarity in us transitioning into this new business venture that, we might not have been able to find on our own. So I was like, let's fast track in a way. When you're going to somebody who is proven, you hope to be able to cut through the noise and find results quicker.
Yeah. And Emily, I saw you unmuted yourself. So like the before, like what brought you to the event? Where were you at, mind, space, business-wise, relationship-wise?
So this was actually my third turning point. And the first time I went, I was blown away. And I came home, I was on fire. And I was just there was just a level of boldness that I never experienced before. Then, so that was probably, I want to say like maybe 8 years ago. And then I guess like 3-4 years ago, I decided to go to Turning Point again. And it did the same thing. It just accelerated me, to raise that bar to go to the next level. And so the first 2 times I didn't break the board. And the third time I went, I was so determined to break that board. And I did break the board, which is a whole testimony on its own. But I have to say that where I was going in and why I decided to go for the third time is because we are constantly a work in progress. So I had gleaned way more than I ever expected from this last time. And I just, I wanted to go to San Diego to really just reset, to accelerate and just, explode into the next level. And I was really fortunate because I feel I got that.
And I applaud you too for bringing your son as well, which he's starting off in his career. And it was just great to see a lot of the younger guys there that are taking their lives seriously and trying to get to a better place. So Cynthia alluded to like different coaching programs or what have you, that there's a bunch of them out there. And so my third question, I only have 10 questions, just so you guys aren't like going, oh my God, there's a million questions. We're already at question number 3, just to make sure to alleviate you guys and take the pressure off, and also those people listening in. So my third question is like, why this event? Because there's a million events out there. Okay, you got Tony Robbins, he's got fireworks, and you got Oprah Winfrey and her book club. And so I just wanted to hear from 1 or 2 of you, like, why this event out of like anything else you could go for? Jacob, you're first, buddy.
Yeah, that's a great question. I had been to a handful of these other events, seminars, And I think the biggest difference for me is the turning point just felt real. I feel like a lot of these other events, it feels like just a motivational talk or motivation speech. And while that's good and you feel on fire for a week, that feeling eventually is going to die down because it's motivation and it's fleeting. But I
Right.
felt as Turning Point offered a more reprogramming of a disciplined mindset on even those days you don't feel like it. If you want it, you got to go get it. So that was the biggest takeaway for me.
Some actionable steps along the way.
Yeah.
If we could all be 21 and talk like Jacob, imagine where we'd be at in our lives now, right? Oh my God. So kudos to you, buddy. Anybody else, like, why this event? And we don't have to go all the way around, but if you're feeling it, Emily.
So I want to say, I did go for the third time, and I am such a witness to when you go to these events, you rub elbows with people, you meet friends, and I, with my eyes and my ears and through social media, have witnessed Marshall Silver and the Turning Point create millionaires. And they were, you know, a student in the seat just like I was. And then I would follow them on social media and they became Inner Circle, which is another level I'm sure you'll talk about later, Michael. But I saw them join Inner Circle and then followed them on social media. And I was like, holy cow, like they did it. So if they can do it, and I think Marshall even says, it's like, it's in all of our DNA. We're all millionaires, and it's just that mindset. So I just want to say, like, after witnessing others become millionaires, I was like, this is me.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And you know, I have a little bit of my own pet peeve around a certain word, and it's called mindset, because people throw it around so willy-nilly, right? And everybody uses it, and everybody says, oh, mindset. But you know what? What this event did for me, and I'll share, is it's really reprogramming your subconscious mind. And if you can understand that there's your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, and one runs the other, and if you don't know which one it is, that's more the reason you should be at one of these events, to figure that part out. But it's really actionable steps. Like, I can wake up every morning and put on a fake smile, but if I don't actually feel it here from a practice that I've learned to do on a daily basis, it really doesn't mean anything. It's like Jacob said, it's all superficial. Rah, 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 sis, boom, bah. 2 weeks later, you're back diving in dumpsters. I mean, not that Jacob does that, he's in college, okay? So, but, so anyway, on to the next question I have for you guys is about the momentum. So during the event, was there a moment that hit you like a ton of bricks, like, aha, or like a snot, holy shit kind of moment? Now, you don't have to talk about like what you did, but I mean, like, was there something that resonated that just kind of hit home and you're like, oh my God, I needed to hear that? And I'll give you an example, and I'll let you go first, Christy. It's like, when I'm there, if I hear something and I get chills, you know what that means? That message was meant directly for you. So if you've ever talked to a friend, or you know, you've all of a sudden got chills, it's not because you're chilly. It might be 115 degrees outside, but something in the universe, whether it was something you heard or something that you felt or somebody else's energy, when you get those chills, the goosebumps, it means something. So there were several times that I got goosebumps throughout the event that I was like, man, I needed to hear that. So Christy, how about you?
Yeah, sure. I'll kick this one off. So one of the most resonant statements was around the velocity of money. And why is that so resonant to me? Well, first of all, John and I are business partners as well as relationship partners. So when we were in the event, there were several times you talk about the chills. John and I would give each other looks, and that meant that is something that is true for both of us. And when Marshall started talking about the velocity of money, we gave each other a look. And what that means, the velocity of money, is just what you put out in the world and what you give, whether paying for, you know, anything that you're paying for, the world is also going to reciprocate and give you money back. So if you're being generous, more open, willing to give with your money versus being tight-pocketed and holding money in, it is going to come back to you in droves. And this is something that to me, I was like, I don't know if I could get behind that. I don't know if I could believe that. He also talked about the fact that the universe is trying to give you money. And if you're not allowing for the velocity of money to receive, for you to be receiving money, if you reject that money, then you're also putting up a wall and a barrier. So as I said, I didn't really believe in this statement. And then as I came out of the event, I started to be a lot more open, because with what we had gone through in transition of job, I left my W-2 last year. We had started being a lot more, frugal and cost conscious, as you should be. I'm not saying don't be conscious of what's going in and out. However, we're pulling back in a lot of other ways that didn't feel good anymore. It felt like I was living a restrictive life. And after this event, I felt like, well, okay, let's kind of be open to this thought of velocity of money. And honestly, I have felt not only better, I felt more open. I feel like I have more power in myself. I feel more confident, but I also see more opportunities coming back to us. And I mean, maybe John will talk about the money that came back to us later, but yeah, I mean, I feel like it was such a powerful statement.
Well, it's thank you so much for sharing, because what you just said gave me chills. Because one thing that I've believed for many years is the tighter you hold the grasp on something, the more it slips away and you don't see it. And I've experienced that and you'll see that with money, with people that have money, they make it and they lose it, make it, lose it, make it, lose it. Lottery winners, is because they haven't figured out in their life how to actually accept the money coming in. And then, like Christy puts it in her own words, but in my words, it's like the flow of energy. The flow of money, when it comes in, you put it back out to go work for you. And not just in investments, but also like tipping your waiter good. It's something as small as that, because you're doing something good for somebody that made you feel good, and you give that to them, it comes back to you in folds. So anybody else had one of those like striking moments, Cynthia?
So I'm going to jump back just a little on how I got into Marshall Silver, because I was a little different. That our friend just had a free ticket for me. It's like where his person wasn't going to go. And so he said, "You want to go with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I'm like, "Well, who is it? What is it?" And he's like, "Well, it's this hypnotist guy." And I'm like, "Yeah, why am I doing this?" I was a skeptic. I was the one walking in going, "What is this all about? And why am I here? And why would I listen to a hypnotist tell me about my life?" And then I got in there and I found out it was basically him just talking to me for 3 days, because it was just like, Cynthia, my subconscious was like, he's talking to me. And what I walked away from it, even this time, was I am responsible. If you want something, you go get it. You go ask for it. That nothing replaces persistence. That's what I learned at the first one, and that's what I've learned now. And I can see how it has unleashed my power over the last couple of years.
Yes. Thank you very much for sharing. And, you're right that the word, so just to be clear, it's not like we all go in a big room and we all get hypnotized. That's not what this is about, okay? It's a word, right? And words are very powerful. And so Alexa brought it up earlier, and I'm really appreciative that she said it. Every day we're all being hypnotized by whatever you watch, whether it's the news or whether it's TikTok or whether it's social media. And if you haven't noticed, I mean, there's a lot of things going on in the world right now that aren't all that happy, go sit under the apple tree type of a thing. I don't even know where that scenario came from, but that analogy came from, but it just popped in my head. It's like Alexa says, be careful with what you're watching. Be careful with what you listen to. Be careful with, who you're around. And so that's a big thing about, while Marshall Silver, when he was in his younger years, yes, that's what he did. The guy was on Howard Stern so many times. He was on David Letterman many, many times, because he was an entertainer. But that's not his only thing. He has learned that, hypnotism is about what you put and what you feed into your brain. And so thank you for sharing that, Cynthia. But because it's end, okay? We try not to say but, we don't try not to say try, right? So we want to be certain in our lives. And there's a lot of things that we pick up from going through this program, which helps you in your business, in your personal life. And Alexa hinted to it earlier that she's like, oh, I saw Anish relationship with his wife change. And going through events like this have also helped my personal relationship too. So The next question I have for you, we're halfway through. Unless, Shailene, you want to go?
Yeah, I just want to say, because that was relevant to what I was going to share. And combining question 3 and 4, like why I wanted to go, just yes, Anish had highly recommended it. But since he's known Marshall Silver as the millionaire maker, I wanted to be around a group of people who are about to be made into millionaires, right? Like be in that network of people. And what really struck me is my biggest aha moment was the way Marshall Silver spoke about his wife, the extreme love and tenderness and the absolute devotion I could tell that he has with his relationship personally, the way they both take care of each other. It was so like, ooh, I get tingles right now in my skin, thinking it's not just about having a palace, like the literal palace that we saw him share and open to the group, or having the millions or the jets, like to have the relationship that's so fulfilling on top of it, that so many people sacrifice to get to the millions, like that, the having it all, that was it.
Yes, that's a really, really good point, because that's super important to me. And I tell my wife all the time, I'm like, listen, honey, you know what? This isn't going to happen. But I say, God forbid one day we wind up living under a bridge, we're going to be happy together. And that's super important, because I'll tell you from my own experience, if your home life isn't good, it's going to be really tough to go out and have a great business life. Same with your health too. If your health isn't good, you got no business life, you know? And there's one thing that I used to say, and this may sound cliche, but I say, oh, I need a guru. And a lot of us here go, oh, Anish, Marshall. Truth is, neither of them are gurus, because the guru is within you. And the other people in our lives, including all you guys that I'm looking at right now, are the people that help bring that out from within us. Okay, so it's not like, oh, I need this external influence for me to be who I am. No, you are who you are. It's just good to have people bring out the best of you. And that's what this is kind of all about. So what belief or mindset or internal programming, it wasn't the best or most positive, did you kind of let go of? And in place of that, like, what did you install? And I know that's kind of a confusing question, but you guys are all smart, so I think you got it. Go for it, John.
Okay, I almost broke the computer in that process, but here we are. So
The computer up here, or the computer on?
No, the actual computer.
Okay.
For me, it was how I replaced the little non-action items that I would do. My times that I would catch myself saying, oh, I'm not gonna get up, I'll snooze even longer, or things of that nature. There's non-confronting tendencies that we all find usually in our youth and high school. That's where I really found mine. And one of the big ones is just lounging and sleeping extra. So that doesn't really go well with business. And I do get a lot of business done, but I still had those tendencies. Maybe I could go and rest a little longer. And there was that moment when we got back to Florida, the alarm went off and I just sat up, got right out of bed before my wife, which is unheard of. And I was just like, power, let's get to it. That's not something that happens often, but it is something that is now, when I'm going to get up, I get up, or I start working immediately. So that's a good thing.
That's awesome, man. And I just got to keep harping on this. Like, we're all in different places of the country. I'm in Florida. You know, you guys are in all different parts of the country. We came together, and a lot of us didn't even know each other beforehand. And we just reprogrammed our mind, like the computer, like John was just saying. And so now we have this bonding with other people that have the same goals. You know, now Cynthia has her coaching program about multifamily. That's not something that I'm going to do, but I'm in real estate as well. And so when I see her success, it makes me go, I can do this too with what I'm looking to do. Same thing with Shailene, same thing with Christy, Emily, and Jacob. And so the community is huge, you know, and what I like about this is it's not strictly about real estate, because we can jump on and talk about real estate all day long, what to do. Here's a 10-step program that you got to do this, and here's the follow-up system, and here's the thing to use. But again, it's being in it and feeling good about what you're doing is what's really important. Anybody else? I was going to call on Jacob. Yeah. What did you replace?
Yeah, so I think I replaced the mindset of kind of being stuck. And I didn't think I even had that before, after I attended. Just a little context. I am a triplet, and growing up, I had a single mother. We grew up very middle class. So I think I always had the mindset like, this is like all you're gonna get. You know, you have, especially going to Baylor at a school where most of the other people are very wealthy, and seeing those things, I kind of had the belief that I'm just never gonna have that. So I think attending the Turning Point, I got to see and got to experience what a life would be like with that financial freedom. And I think that's just the biggest chasing point for me, is that I know that's possible. I know that's what I'm going to have. And it's not a matter of try for me, it's just a matter of win. So
Awesome. And you know, one of the big reasons that I resonate with you, Jacob, is I had a lot of similar feelings to you at your age. And everybody's different. Like some people say, man, I just can't wait to go to college. I want to learn, 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 learn. Or some people go, I just can't wait to start a family. But not everybody's the same way. Like my older sister, as an example, she's like, oh, if I don't have children, I shouldn't even be on this planet. And that shocked me because you know what? I don't have any children of my own. I've raised my wife's children, and now we have grandchildren together, and it's been an amazing journey. But that doesn't resonate with me. Like if I don't have children, I'm not worthy. So when I was speaking to Jake, he was like, I don't even know about this whole college thing. I'm here. My brothers love it, but I'm like, I'm just going through the motions. And that really resonated with me, Jacob. So good for you for stepping into realizing it. You're entrepreneur minded, and we need both. You can't have one without the other. You can't have an entrepreneur without employees. So we got to have employees, and the employees need the entrepreneurs. So there's no right or wrong is what I'm getting at. So, but good for you for witnessing that. So the next question I have is the aftershock implement. So after the event, what's one thing that you actually implemented? Not that you just thought about, but you actually took action on. Go for it, Cynthia.
So, I said that I was looking for clarity on my coaching program. I'd kind of put it together. I'd launched it and just didn't feel like I had it. And it gave me the clarity. I came back and like revamped the entire program and launched it. I've sold some programs and
Nice.
it's just been a big win and exciting. And I know Anish was just like, your confidence is just so high after, going back through it. Because it just unleashes that power within you that I am responsible and I can do this and I can build the legacy, and that I do believe in this program and I've seen it work. It's worked for me, and I shouldn't be hesitant or reluctant to share it with others, because it's like, I think it was Christy, you were talking about those money things that lock us down in our mindset that, oh, I hate to ask people for money, or I hate to have to sell them something, because people get pitched all the time. But it was the belief that I have something that works, that can give you financial freedom, freedom of time. And so to not feel bad about selling it, to feel obligated to sell it because I have an answer that someone might need. And so I walked away feeling very different about my program this time.
So you're specifically talking about your program, which 30-second snapshot. It teaches people how to get into multifamily.
It's an approachable way for new investors to get involved in smaller deals with bigger profits with no syndication.
Okay.
The way to start. It's a way to get
So
started.
there's a lot of other people that are on the call that are either thinking about getting into real estate or are starting their own businesses, right? They might have a business where they're doing something completely out of the box of real estate, but they like what you just said. So what difference, because you had your coaching program launched before, what was the difference since the last time, and what did you do differently this time? And we don't obviously need the details, like I did a different spreadsheet, but
Yeah, no, I relaunched like the name of it, where it was a little clearer for me. And I think it was a matter of me believing it more.
yeah,
Because I believed in it, but then like I said, there's so many other coaching programs. What's gonna make little old me special, But then I was like, I'm proof. I'm
yeah.
I'm a testament to it. I'm doing it. And it's the way I did raise these 3 boys. I was able to quit my W-2 job. I was able to be with them. I was able to show them a different way, to show them a new life and build my own wealth and a legacy, not just for me, but for them.
Yeah.
So it was my mind belief. I think the program itself has been fine. It was me. So it
Well,
really.
let me ask you this, because I saw Shailene just put up her heart symbol, but do you think that this time around that it was more than just up here, that it was more a little in your heart as well? Because that's what I feel when you're saying it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because our beliefs don't
Absolutely.
just come from our mind, they come from here
Oh,
too.
right. Right. And I knew I always wanted to do a coaching program, but I was like, well, I could do this, or I could do that, or I could do it for just women, or I could do it for just, I mean, I was just all over the place. And the turning point in Marshall really gave me just this, instead of being like a, shotgun, I was a sharpshooter. I was locked in,
Sure.
my confidence was built. I knew that I believed in my message, my product, and what my own power to teach people was. And so that's how it was
Awesome.
different.
Because
Can I
that's definitely
jump
made the
in?
different belief for me. Go ahead. Sorry, John.
What's really important, that it just hit me to talk about it because I keep focusing on our real estate business. That weekend changed my entire trajectory of my life. I've been wanting to write a book for the past year of my life, and I am undoubtedly going to be doing that. And that's not just based in real estate, it's based on just the different things. Not going to dive super into it, obviously, but I did run for Congress. I did do a lot of activism in my life, and it's important for a historical standpoint. And all of that has been rumbling around in my brain for 365 days before I sat down there. And when I got on that plane, I looked at Christy and I was like, listen, we are going to get this business up. We are going to automate a lot of stuff. We're going to get this to exactly where it needs to be. I said, and then I am writing this book and it's changing everything for me going forward. So that's a super important thing. It unlocks stuff that was just sitting there dormant, great ideas I was probably never going to act on. And there is not a shadow of a doubt that I will be acting on those.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And we had Marshall on our call the other day, and listen, I'm just going to put it out there. It's a little bit ironic that the name of Marshall's program is called Turning Point. Okay, with what's happened to Charlie Kirk, and I'm not going political in any way, shape, or form, but it's a fact of what happened. Okay, so Marshall said on the call, he goes, you know what? I've had the name Turning Point for 40 something years. And he says, when I heard about this guy, Charlie Kirk, that was going to use that name, he goes, I was immediately going to call my attorneys and sue him. And he said, you know what? After I realized that, he was trying to bring people together, I said, you know what? I'm not going to do it. And he let him run with it. And so I feel the reason I'm bringing this up is I feel like in my personal life, but also especially in this country, we are at a turning point. And if you feel any of that from where you're at in your life, that you need a turning point, then this is calling you, right? And I don't want it to sound corny, but again, it goes back to here. I know when my career went from here like this, and sometimes our careers go up like this and then they go this way. Sometimes they go down a little bit. But I know that when mine went like flat and straight up, it was when I was actually working and living from my heart, because I wanted the best for the people that were my clients, which were buyers and sellers. I wanted the best for my team, which were real estate agents. And I just didn't care. I didn't live up here. I was taught to get out of my mind and work from here. And that's what really made a big difference with me. So anybody else want to share the one thing that you put in implementation when you got back after the weekend?
I kind of want to spin off of what John just spoke about and what you just went over, Michael, because we were all born with God-given gifts and talents. And when we live this life and we, get bombarded with just stuff, whether it's divorce or death of a loved one or an illness, and it's like when you're able to tap into your true identity of who you were born to be, and you align yourself to your God-given gifts and talents, to your destiny, and you break through the barrier of fear, then you're able to operate in the true version of yourself. And I don't think it's a coincidence that we just did go through a tragedy in America and lost an awesome patriot who had a very strong voice and that was filled with courage and boldness, and that the name of his movement was Turning Point. Because now I feel like we all have a calling, and it is to be able to help others receive their turning point so we can make the world a better place through giving and receiving.
Yeah, and I like that you said calling, but and I said but again. I catch myself, so I like what you said. And it's also like we've heard, especially from Marshall, is it's almost a responsibility. Like one of my other mentors, she always used to tell me, she goes, Mike, once you become a pickle, you can't ever go back to be a cucumber. And I'm like, what? And then I got it. I'm like, yeah, like once you know this information, you can't not know it. So it's almost like a responsibility for you to do something better, especially for the people closest to you, friends, family. And when you change your friends and family that are closest to you, you change at least the first 7 people that are closest to you in your life and around you. And then what happens when each one of those changes is the same thing for them. So it's almost like a responsibility once you are at this point in your life. So anybody else have one thing that they've implemented that they want to share? Otherwise, I'm going to go to the next question. Go for it, Christy.
Here I am breaking the computer also. The windows are flying everywhere. I don't know what's going on right now. So one of the things that I implemented, just running off of, velocity of money statement that I had mentioned earlier, I've been trying to be more generous and open with my money. So one of the first things that I did when I got back, I had gone to a workout class in the morning, and I went to the grocery store right after that. And I was, just picking up a few things for our morning shakes. And some lady, she was so nice. She had a huge cart of grocery items. And she was like, why don't you go in front of me at the register? Because I only had a few. So kind, so nice. And so I was like, you know what, this is the universe, and I want to say thank you to her. So I took one of her items not took them, but I had mentioned to the cashier, I said, one of her items, these 2 Gatorade bottles, can you please put them on my order for her? And so I paid it forward. I paid for, a $10 item for her. And just, I think that feeling is something that I would not normally do, not because I wouldn't want to, but I wouldn't necessarily think to. But she did something nice. I wanted to give it back to her, and Marshall's event just kind of programmed that into me. Velocity of money, giving, being kind is something that the universe appreciates.
Yeah, and then as you go through life, and I'm sure we've all experienced it so far, and the older you get, Jacob, the more you experience this, buddy. But things just start showing up in your life unexpectedly. Like, where did that come from, right? And it's because the little thing that you did years before, buying $10 worth of Gatorade, and all of a sudden you're like, well, how did I get this $100,000 check that just showed up in my lap?
Yeah, sure, she appreciated that, and that could help her even so too. Hopefully she'll pay it forward also. So.
Absolutely. So on to the next question. So early progress snapshot, kind of an update. And this question is similar to the last question, but I'll explain it's different in the end. So it's only been a couple of weeks. It's not like, some of you guys went through this before, but it's only been a couple of weeks that we were together in the same room. But what's really shifted for you? Not like what has you implemented, but like in your habits, your focus, your energy, and most importantly, like how are you showing up differently than you were before? And I'm going to go with Shailene because
yes, I would say there's more confidence within myself and more like certain of my decisions. There's a lot less questioning of my mind or back and forth or thinking of 100 different options that I could do. There's a lot more certainty and powerful, like a feeling of power, really of like, I've got this, I am worthy of it, and this is mine for the taking.
Awesome.
In business and life.
Can
anybody else
can I
wants- yeah,
actually add to what Shailene said? Well, I'm gonna not speak for Shailene, but like Shailene told us a story on her birthday was a few weeks back, and she was messaging in our group chat because we all have this little awesome community now amongst us. And she was like, it's my birthday, and I just went out there and I sent messages to these owners, to these owners of houses, like they weren't even sellers. She was like, I'm gonna get some leads and I'm gonna get some houses. And she booked 2 appointments from those messages. I don't know how that went, but regardless, that is amazing that she took that step. So kudos.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I said, hey, they texted me happy birthday. And I said, thank you so much. What I would love for my birthday is to buy your portfolio. And they said, you know what, we should talk about that. So
I love it.
yeah,
There you go.
for it.
Being bold and certain. That's awesome. And this isn't one of my questions, but has anybody had any outside third party say anything to you like, oh, you're different this way or that? And I specifically wanted to hear from Jacob because you're probably around more people every day than we are being in college. So has any of your buddies been like, look at you like a little weird or you're different or?
I wouldn't say like necessarily different, but yeah, there is that kind of stigma, that different kind of look. So
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if stigma is a positive word, but
yeah, maybe not that.
I'm sure your brother, at least one of them, has had to say something like,
Yeah, that get more confusion, I would say, than anything. Just like,
okay,
why are you doing that? Like, what is the benefit of that? You know?
fair enough. That's good. And a lot of times things we do, we don't know what the benefit is. We just know that we're doing them because it makes us feel good and with the right energy. So, anybody else showing up in a different way in their life since you got back? Okay, we had about 20 minutes left on the call, so I'll go to the next one. So here's a good one: an unexpected win. What's a win that you didn't expect? Something that you didn't even know that you needed until it showed up, and you may not have needed it, but it just showed up. And I'm going to go first because this just happened to me yesterday, believe it or not. One of my colleagues had been telling me about mobile homes for the last 6 months, and he's like, oh, they got mobile homes that they can be repaired and resold, and they're about 3 hours from here. And then they own a bunch of other communities, and these are about 4 hours from here. I'm like, man, I can't drive 3-4 hours to go look at mobile homes. That's not in my wheelhouse. I don't even know. So finally, he said, oh, the manager is going to be in West Palm Beach. Can we go meet with her? I said, yeah, let's go meet with her because he's really about affordable housing, this gentleman. So yesterday I went, and I didn't really understand until I got there. The regional manager, she said, look, here's what happens. We have an opportunity of so many mobile homes that are in this park, and we're going to pull them out, and we got to put in brand new ones. Or if you're an investor, you can buy them. Now listen to this: from $500 to $3,000 maximum, and do whatever you want with it. Now we have a couple of requirements that you have to fix the outside, but what you do with the inside is up to you. And then if you want to resell it, go for it. If you want to rent it, go for it. If you want to do seller financing, I'm like, actually, Mabi was the one that came up with that. My wife, she goes, what if we seller finance these? We bought these for like, $3,000 and we put $10,000 into it. Now we're into a mobile home for $13,000. We get a down payment of $13,000, which now we're into it for $0. And we start collecting $500 a month for repayment. If we sold it at like $40,000 and we financed it over 15 years, or 10 years even, and they pay the lot rent. We don't pay it. And I'm like, this is residual income that I've been writing about every day. I want residual income. I'm going to earn this much residual income. So that just showed up for me yesterday. So that was a big unexpected for me. I don't know if anybody else has anything that showed up for them.
Yes, yesterday for me too. So, talk about being in the right room for the right network. So, I got introduced to a lender there who has given me the opportunity to find a product I've been looking for 10 years. I've been in business looking for a home equity line of credit against investment properties. And I've always been told no. And I finally got told yes. And he's like, I could do 10 of those for you, no problem. So, that's
Wow.
super exciting to grow my business and like really, really scale it. So I had to fill out the application today, but that was someone I met there.
That's awesome. And like, I don't like to use, again, there's so many cliche words out there, but like law of attraction, right? And that's just by recording your wavelength of what you're sending out. And then we start getting this stuff back. So like that was a big unexpected win for you. Yesterday was a big unexpected win for me. Anybody else? Christy?
I'll talk about that a little too. Well, Michael, first of all, if you need a buyer for those mobile home parks, we
Well,
got them.
I very much may need to, because I'm figuring out how I can get around some of the laws where you can only buy so many in a year and
Yeah.
resell so many. So the first thing I thought about was, what about my partners that I know?
There you
And
go.
we can buy 20 of them at the same time, but just in different names, and then we split the profits just like we do with BPM RIA.
Absolutely. And we have buyers who would love to buy seller finance.
Oh, and buyers, yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, both. We can talk both.
Yes.
And Shailene, I need that contact also. That's amazing. I will say that even yesterday too, I feel like John and I have been contacted a lot more because we do subject to seller finance deals where we're wholesaling them. We've been contacted by more sellers lately, or people trying to have us move their deals. And we've established a really good relationship and pipeline with, everybody here probably knows him too, Zach Beach, doing rent to own. So we're working on some rent to own portfolios with him. And so these sellers who are bringing us houses are perfect candidates for us to help get a rent to own buyer in there. And so they just keep popping up. Even yesterday,
Yeah.
we got one in California, and I was like, would you be open to this? And he was like, yes, absolutely. Let's try to do the assignment route as well as the rent to own route. So definitely
That's
more
awesome.
opportunities showing up in life just because we're being more open.
Yes. And again, like we're all in real estate. There's some people that are on the call that probably aren't into real estate, but the main thing, I keep saying, but John, you got to correct me on that. But like, it's all about connecting with other people. And I'm so glad that we're connected here. And we just made more connections in the last 30 seconds. So we're all here to help each other. But if we didn't have the right mindset, there goes that cliche word again, we wouldn't be here sharing our thoughts. So as we wind down, the doubters question, okay, is what I'm calling it. So if someone's on the fence thinking, this sounds cool, but it's probably just a bunch of hype and fluff, I can watch some of this crap on YouTube or whatever. I mean, what would you say to those type of people? Not just on this call, but this is also for people in your own life. Go for it.
Yeah, being in the room is important. That goes across the board in every facet of life. If you don't get in the actual arena and you're watching from the sidelines, meaning like you're watching on the YouTube and you're not actually in there meeting people, learning and experiencing it for yourself, you never entered the arena. And every true player of any portion of their life has to be fully immersed in that arena. And that's the first time I heard like the man in the arena quote. I believe it's the Roosevelt quote. It's you have to truly enter the arena and go in and fight the fight and actually have that battle. So I could say I'm a real estate investor my entire life. If I didn't 2 years ago pick up the phone and do my first agent outreach and essentially almost get a deal on my first call, where the people that were teaching me were like, dude, nobody goes 1-for-1 ever. It doesn't happen. And I mean, great confidence booster. They were like, you have what it takes. And now I'm not a cold caller by any means. Now I just get on the phone and I close. Like if there's an opportunity there, but you need to either, like, Emily had said, God-given talents. I've naturally been a closer, but I never really went into sales. But
Mhm.
when you get in the mindset and you learn more and you go into that arena and you meet these people and you network, everything opens. That's your law of attraction. The first thing is to do it. So when we say cliche things like mindset, yeah, I've heard that being thrown around a million times until I actually experienced it. Now I have. And the turning point was a very big awakening, and things just clicked for me in different ways. So it's real.
Yeah. Can I quote that because what you said is fire there for sure. And I know, Jake, you had your hand up, and I'm very fortunate we can be on this Zoom call. And at the same time, I hate that this is what the world's become. We have to adapt to the way the world is now. And to go back to what John said, though, when I'm in a room and I can meet Jacob and I can meet Shailene and I can shake John's hand and I can go, hey, what did you get out of that? And we can go grab lunch together and talk about it after. It's so much different than being on a Zoom call, because I wouldn't have the connection that I have with Jake if I didn't go in San Diego and walk around all the souvenir shops and have a couple laughs and a couple of jokes and things like that. So being in person, and it especially goes true for anybody, that any entrepreneur business, I think we're seeing less and less of the in-person, and that's what the world really needs. And that's what our clients really need. They want to meet you face to face. They want to go, what we used to say is belly to belly, and meet people and shake their hands and talk to them. And sure, AI is okay to get the conversation started, but at the end of the day, if you're just relying on AI and all this other stuff that's being passed around in the world, you're just not going to be as successful than when you show up in person. So thank you for that, John. And I'm going to go to Jacob because you had your hand up, and then Shailene, I saw you too.
Yeah, I got to run a class in a minute, so I would love to share this question real fast.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're on the fence, I would say that's a great place to be. I was on the fence personally. Not that there's anything wrong with being like, I want to go all in, but I think it's a good testimony to your cautious personality, wanting to make good investments. I'm sure in life you've made bad investments. We all have, and it sucks when they don't pan out. But I think for this certain event, we are all here for a reason, and that's because we believe in this. I wouldn't be here right before my class if I didn't believe in telling you that this would benefit your life. I don't get paid for this. This is out of my own time. I could be doing a lot of other things right now, but this event does shape your life. So that would be my best.
That's awesome. I'm gonna quote that on my wall right over here. Jake, you're the best, man. Thank you for showing up. And if you got to run, we totally understand.
Yeah,
man.
awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Shailene?
Yes, the analogy that comes to my mind, and it kind of relates to the earlier question about why not all the other ones, but why this one. It's like if your mind was the electricity panel, and most of the other events will give you the instruction manual of how to rewire it, and it's all confusing. We don't know how to read it. It's like, oh, I don't want to get shocked. But it's like Marshall Silver is the master electrician who could just come in there and do the wiring for you. I've never seen anyone in any of these seminars give such direct coaching to some of the people who attended on exact steps of what to do. So many people have ideas or suggestions, but do this and then do this and then do this next. Like the actual rewiring of our minds in real time, not just how to or what to think. That was the real difference for me.
Awesome. Anybody else want to share on that? If someone was on the fence, all this
So
sounds
off of what Shailene said, when she was like speaking of the electrical panel, it was just almost like when you leave, the light switch goes on, like the circuit breaker, just like you flip it over and you just, the light goes on. And I just want to say that because it was one of your questions too, like what was a win I didn't expect? And then it also goes on to the next question. I love how it all ties together. I did not expect to go to this turning point and leave with lifetime friends. I did not expect that. I love you all. John, you're like, my new favorite person, like you're on my new favorite person list. And I feel so blessed because like the Bible says, iron sharpens iron. And, Marshall says, energy breeds energy. And getting into that room and building, this, it's just an environment of love that just fills you and fuels you with a new sense of purpose. And there's no other environment, camaraderie of people. And I'm just really happy for you and for you, Michael and Anish, that you're bringing this to Florida, because what, a gift that you're giving to your sphere of influence. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of that. And I just want to say thank you. This was my first time being a panelist on BPM Radio, and I feel so honored. And I just want to say hi to all you faces that I can't see, but I'm just so grateful for my new lifelong friends.
Yes, and I'm glad you said that, because there's always doubt with whatever we do. We've all started new ventures and things like that, and the fear and the doubt creeps in, and that's why we have to protect our subconscious with like an iron helmet almost. And like you said, for Anish and I to bring this to South Florida, there was a lot of doubts there. I'm like, oh, am I going to be judged and this and that? And I just said, you know what? Throw all that shit out the window. And the reason I say that is because I actually feel it from here. Like, I know that when I share, like whoever watches this call that we're doing right now, I know that there's people that are going to get something from this. And it's better, their business better, in their personal lives, better health, whatever it happens to be. If we can affect one person, then we've done better in the world. It's the way that I look at it. So I have one more question for you guys, but before I do you guys mind if I share a quick little video that I put together? All right, let's see if I can make this happen here.
I got you. Just make sure you click the share sound and the share button and the green share button. There's a little check mark box that says share sound.
Okay, it says I'm sharing.
As long as you click that checkbox inside the green share button on the right hand side, you'll see share sound, little click box, and you'll be good.
Are you able to see this screen?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me just give it a shot and see what happens, okay? If it doesn't, then... Turning Point with Marshall Silver is not just an event. It's a reprogramming of your subconscious mind. It's where people come in unsure, stuck, or playing small. And they leave clear, certain, and in control of their lives. It's intense, it is hilarious, it's emotional, lots of fun, and it's designed to break through everything people on your back, and in a fast way. When we be clear, the Turning Point is not fluff. It's not just a rah-rah session. It's real actionable strategies you'll take plenty of notes on, and you'll be able to implement them immediately in your life and business. The next Turning Point is happening on October 14th through the 16th right here in Fort Lauderdale. 3 days that completely change the trajectory of your entire life. To reserve your seat, just head over to owntheresults.com and you'll find the details there. So if you're ready for a breakthrough, you're going to join us. Bring up a mind, a notebook, and the courage to say yes to yourself, because your turning point might just be around the corner. Turning Point with Marshall Silver.
You guys can watch this on your own as well and share it with anyone, please. You'll find that on our YouTube channel, which I'll link that in the chat again right now. So
yeah, I just had to share that because we hear talking about it. People are like, well, what is it all about? So my last question, and this is for everybody, just one word. The last one, if you had to describe your Turning Point experience in one word, and yeah, you only get one, what would it be? Go for it, Cynthia. Well, we can't hear you.
I thought I unmuted it. Let's try that one more time. Take two.
Take two. What would be awakened? Okay.
Awakened.
Okay, perfect. I saw Christy.
I think there's you, but
Power.
I was going to also say powerful. Power.
All right. Love it. Shailene?
That was my word too. Powerful.
Okay. Emily?
Transformational.
All right. Now I'm going to put Alexa on the spot because this is the first experience you've had to anything regarding Turning Point since you haven't been there, but you'll be there in October. What's your one word? What's your takeaway from today's call?
Inspired.
Love it. Okay.
Yes.
So I know we're a couple minutes early. If anybody else has anything that they want to share, I think our meeting was from 11 to 12:30. It's a 12:25. I always want to be respectful of everybody's time. and especially the ones that are just watching in the background. So we do have a couple more minutes if anybody has anything that they want to share. Or Alexa, if there were any questions that came up you think that are appropriate.
Last call, guys. If you had any questions for our panelists today, speak now. I'm just kidding, guys. I do want to remind you all that we are meeting in person tomorrow. We have our Wholesaling 101 free workshop. Please go RSVP on the website right now, dropping the link in the chat for you guys. I do have a raffle winner for today for the free membership. But as I mentioned in the chat box, I do have a little sneak peek for you guys as well. So if you didn't read, which I understand, but it's always better to read, tomorrow at our free workshop, we will be raffling 2 seats to the Turning Point, which if I can't stress this is enough. This is a almost $3,000 value per ticket. So another reason why you need to show up to the workshop tomorrow, start taking this advice now, be in the room, show up, and you will get rewarded. So just as you are for today's webinar, as I promised. So I will just announce our raffle winner really quickly. And then if you guys think of any final words, any last Q&A questions, please feel free. But I will go ahead and let everyone know who our winner is for the 1-year membership. John and Christy are in New York, but they are living in Lake Worth Beach. So that's hope that answers your question, Paul. All right, our raffle winner for the 1-year membership to BPM Maria is Mona L. Congratulations, Mona. I'll get in touch with you. I'll get you your free membership. And thank you so much for playing our little game today. You guys will always have a chance to win again in all of our events. We always want to reward you for showing up and participating, and we truly appreciate that. So any last words, my amazing people? You guys, inspired is just like the tip of the iceberg. Like I feel moved, like incredibly moved by all of the feedback that you guys gave today. So thank you so much for your time. I know you all have your own individual businesses, that this is not a money-making activity for you guys, but it is truly, truly like beneficial, and we are so grateful for this because this helps us get a better and clearer image of what we can expect and what we can look forward to October 14th, 15th, and 16th, which if you did not see my link in the chat, please, please, please go check it out. It is owntheresult.com. So
yes, and my final word will just be gratitude for everybody that's on this call as panelists, but also for all of those that showed up for themselves, and gratitude for Alexa for being such a great host. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I'm
Mike.
gonna say, Alexa, you said this isn't a money-making activity necessarily, but it could be the seed that plants the money tree of your life.
Yes,
This
it
could
can.
be.
You're so right. And again, like I have a lot to learn. So I will humble myself over and over again, because I can't wait to have that clarity and that vision and the awakening, that you guys have from attending this event. And I'm just excited to witness it across the RIA as well. This will be something that will have a domino effect in our community, and I am so here for it. So thank you guys so much. Please go share this replay on YouTube. It'll be posted within 24 hours, you guys. It'll be on our YouTube channel. Share it with somebody who needs it. And please feel free to connect with any of these incredible people that you see on the screen. You can find them all in social media. Just look up their name, you'll find them. I promise you, they're easy to find because they have a presence. And if you can't find them, just let me know. But I am so grateful for you guys. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. All of you beautiful people. Thank you for taking the time. And thank you everybody for tuning in today. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the Boca Raton headquarters for our free workshop where you can win one of the 2 free seats to Turning Point. So have a great day, you guys.
Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.